What happens when a luxury executive sedan decides it no longer wants to behave politely? What if it gains electric power, wide shoulders, and a soundtrack that refuses to whisper? Standing here is the all-new 2026 Mercedes-AMG E53 Hybrid 4MATIC Plus. And this might be the most interesting evolution of the E-Class yet. If you love high-performance sedans that blend technology with real aggression, press like right now. And subscribe to the Next Gear channel because this one might surprise you in more ways than you expect. The latest generation of the Mercedes-AMG E53 does not look like a middle-ground model. At first glance, it carries itself with the confidence of something far more extreme. The front fascia introduces a sharper, more forward-leaning nose. The headlights curve elegantly along the edges, even though the bodywork around them is filled with strong, defined creases. That contrast between fluid lighting and angular metal gives the car a very modern tension. Dominating the front is the signature Panamericana grille with vertical slats finished in dark chrome. This example features the night package, which replaces traditional bright trim with blacked-out detailing around the grille, window surrounds, badges, and lower intakes. The result is a sedan that looks stealthy and purposeful, especially in lighter exterior colors where the contrast becomes dramatic. From the side, you immediately notice the length. The new E-Class stretches close to 5 meters, giving it strong road presence. The proportions are elegant, yet the widened fenders and muscular stance remind you this is not a standard executive cruiser. The flush door handles sit neatly within the body and extend outward when touched, adding a clean aerodynamic touch. The multi-spoke AMG wheels fill the arches perfectly, and behind them sit red anti-brake calipers that signal performance without apology. Carbon fiber mirror caps add another layer of visual intensity. At night, a projector beneath the mirror casts the Mercedes star onto the pavement, a small theatrical detail that enhances the premium experience. Move toward the rear, and you are greeted by a prominent trunk spoiler finished in gloss carbon fiber. For a sedan, it is bold. The rear light design includes a central black panel separating the tail lamps, giving the back end a wider appearance. The quad exhaust outlets are darkened and substantial in size, reinforcing that this hybrid sedan is not here to be quiet and invisible. Open the trunk and you will find roughly 400 liters of cargo capacity. Because of the battery placement, the floor is flatter and underfloor storage is limited. On the right side, you will notice the charging port. With the plug-in hybrid system, this E53 can travel up to around 100 kilometers on electric power alone under ideal conditions. That means daily commuting can often happen without engaging the combustion engine. Is this the future of AMG performance where silence and speed coexist? Under the hood sits a 3.0-liter inline 6-cylinder engine paired with electric assistance. Combined output pushes beyond 500 horsepower, launching this sedan from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 4 seconds. The engine bay is tightly packaged with visible bracing and structural elements that hint at the forces this car is engineered to handle. Even before you drive it, you know it has serious intent. Inside, the cabin blends sport and technology in a way that feels unmistakably modern. The performance seats feature integrated headrests and shoulder openings. They look dramatic, although some drivers may prefer the optional comfort seats with massage functionality for long-distance travel. Red seat belts and matching red stitching complement the ambient lighting, creating a cohesive, performance-inspired atmosphere. The dashboard is dominated by a wide digital display layout. With the optional superscreen configuration, the passenger receives a dedicated screen that can display performance data, navigation, and entertainment. When the vehicle is in motion, certain functions become restricted for safety. There is also an integrated camera for video conferencing when the car is parked, although many drivers may still prefer using their smartphone. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather with Alcantara sections and red stitching. In Sport Plus mode, the driving dynamics transform noticeably. The suspension stiffens, throttle response sharpens, and the steering becomes more direct. You hear subtle pops during aggressive shifts, and the exhaust note gains intensity. It is not overwhelming, but it reminds you that this is still an AMG at heart. Switch to comfort mode and the character changes completely. The system prioritizes hybrid efficiency, often driving on electric power at lower speeds. Engine noise becomes subdued, and the experience feels refined and composed. Yet the suspension retains a firm edge, reminding you that this chassis was tuned for performance first. Acceleration on the highway feels strong and immediate. The electric motor fills in any gaps in power delivery, creating a seamless surge forward. When you lift off the throttle, the car can recuperate energy smoothly. This balance between performance and efficiency raises an interesting question. Can a hybrid AMG deliver emotional engagement while embracing electrification? After spending time behind the wheel, the answer feels closer to yes than many enthusiasts might expect. Ambient lighting throughout the cabin reacts dynamically to temperature changes, glowing blue for cooler settings and red for warmer ones. The center console avoids cheap glossy plastics and instead uses real carbon fiber trim, adding authenticity to the performance theme. There is wireless charging for your phone and practical storage for everyday usability. In daily driving, the E53 proves it can play multiple roles. It is a refined executive sedan during the week and an eager performance machine when you switch modes. It may not carry the badge of an E63, but it fills a very important space in the lineup. With electrification becoming standard, this could represent the new definition of AMG balance. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Mercedes-AMG E53 Hybrid 4MATIC, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Next Gear channel. Tell us in the comments, would you choose this hybrid powerhouse? Or are you still waiting for a full V8 comeback?